Today's top stories: guiding ships with Moire patterns, patterns and problems in emerging multi-agent systems. Flock is tightening its rules in response to a growing surveillance backlash. 6 best Apple Watch accessories to upgrade your watch, 2026. Unforgetful is a new reminders app for people who can't stop hitting snooze. TerraMow V1000 review. Show your lawn some love. It's never too early to start planning for the next 2 solar eclipses. Astronomers discover the existence of a black hole star. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 and Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra review. The right shape and rogue AI aren't science fiction anymore. We start with guiding ships with Moire patterns. Guiding ships with Moire patterns. I was inspired by Tom Scott's excellent video and links here: https://www.youtube.com/watch V equals D99H30SWTM, where he talks about a particular type of enogon light used to guide ships through channels or harbors. The patent is here: https://patents google.com/patent/US 4,629,325, and the military report on the effectiveness is here: http://www.dtic.mil/dtic/tr/fulltext/u2/a168108 PDF. Hint: they don't seem to like it much. I decided to build my own to play around with the effect. After a few minutes sketching in Inkscape and a few more laser cutting, I had this. I followed the claims in the patent fairly closely. They advocate between 1.5 to 1.8 ratio of pitch spacing to the width of the dark bands, and I used 1.65. This yields a mask with a duty cycle of around 40%, and to use only a single excess band on the first mask relative to the second. Here's what it looks like when illuminated from the back and dead on to the beam. There's some minor circular effects because the separation of the 2 grids is significant compared to how close I'm standing. If this was on a riverbank and I was 100 m away, that disappear. Here's what it looks like from various angles. Am I happy with it? Patterns and problems in emerging multi-agent systems. Subscribe to the Frontier Red Team newsletter. Get updates on our latest red teaming research and findings. Models are improving, and AI agents are taking on more tasks in shared code bases, markets, and other social systems. As a result, an increase in real-world interactions between agents is imminent. We've already begun studying this, but still have a lot of uncertainty regarding what this looks like at scale. The trajectory is easy to imagine and hard to slow. Current institutions are designed by and for people, resting on assumptions about the sufficiency of oversight at human speed. Some institutions will become human-AI hybrids. Others, where agents outcompete on speed or cost, will become agent-only. The volume of agent-agent interaction could plausibly exceed that of human-human and human-agent interactions before the world understands the conditions for making such interactions go well. Agents are unlike people in many ways. They can work for longer, instantly grasp large bodies of information, and exhibit a breadth of knowledge surpassing any person. Yet they are also susceptible to confabulation and reward hacking, and despite progress in alignment, we know very little about. Flock is tightening its rules in response to a growing surveillance backlash. Flock is tightening its rules in response to a growing surveillance backlash. The company is imposing new guardrails on its police tech after reports that officers are abusing it and cities are dropping contracts. But the changes leave glaring loopholes. The police tech giant Flock is announcing today that it will change officers' access to its nationwide network of license plate readers, in an apparent effort to quell a growing backlash and win back contracts lost amid concerns about mass surveillance and police abuse. Several changes aim directly at a problem that has made recent headlines: officers abusing Flock's technology to stalk and harass current or former romantic partners. Flock's 120,000 cameras form a nationwide network that police departments can use, giving officers access to an enormous pool of searchable location data. A recent Washington Post investigation found 46 cases in which officers were accused of using Flock's cameras for unauthorized purposes like stalking. To combat that, the company will start requiring officers to enter a criminal case number before conducting a search. The system was launched as an option last year but is now required. It's meant to be. 6 best Apple Watch accessories to upgrade your watch, 2026. If you have an iPhone, you've probably considered buying an Apple Watch, and with good reason. It's the best smartwatch and best fitness tracker for iPhone owners, and it allows you to make calls, send texts, pay for purchases, and more without reaching for your phone. That said, I'm a firm believer that your Apple Watch is only as good as the accessories that support it. The right band can make it comfortable enough to wear all day and night for sleep tracking. A charging stand will remind you to keep it topped up, and a protective case could save you from a shattered screen. To help upgrade your Apple Watch setup, I, along with a few of my wired colleagues, tested chargers, bands, cases, and more to find the accessories worth the money. I'd also recommend getting AppleCare, which is the company's extended warranty plan, given that service pricing for watch repairs is exorbitant. For more smart accessories, check out our guides to the best Apple 3-in-1 chargers and best Apple Watch bands. Featured in this guide, Love Wired. Add us as a preferred source on Google to see more of us. Best Apple Watch band. When you buy your Apple Watch, you get to choose a band at checkout. I find texty. Unforgetful is a new reminders app for people who can't stop hitting snooze. Marco Arment, the indie developer who created popular apps like Overcast and Instapaper, and who previously served as Tumblr's chief technology officer, is out today with his latest creation, an alternative to Apple's reminders designed for procrastinators, called Unforgetful. The new iOS and Mac app works with your current reminders database, but it's designed for people who find Apple's system doesn't work for them. As Arment explains in his announcement on Friday, Siri, for all of its faults, has always been very good at creating tasks in Apple's Reminders app. The Reminders app, though, doesn't fit me at all. I don't like how it looks, how it works, or how it's organized. Hell, I don't even like its icon. There's nothing about it I like. So I never open it. The developer pointed to specific issues where he felt Reminders fell short, like how its snooze feature worked, or those times when he accidentally dismissed a reminder instead of snoozing it, losing the reminder altogether. Arment also noted that if he forgot to include a time when setting a reminder, he'd miss getting a notification, so the task never got done. Unforgetful is meant to address these issues and make it TerraMow V1000 review. Show your lawn some love. As with most robot mowers, the power adapter is large and may not fit your outdoor socket, so you'll likely need an outdoor box and extension lead. The TerraMow V100 also comes with a covered charging base to shield it from bad weather, something many manufacturers will charge you a couple of $100 extra for. There's no antenna or anything else to set up, because this mower relies on its triple camera system and AI to map and navigate your lawn. You can connect your phone via Bluetooth, and it supports Wi-Fi. It also comes with a year of 4G service, $19 per year after that, but you don't need it if you have Wi-Fi in your garden. The 4G and Wi-Fi are just for firmware updates and remote control when you're away from home. It has GPS tracking for theft alerts. The setup was by far the easiest of any robot mower I've tested. Aside from not having to fiddle with wire or an RTK antenna, the TerraMow V1000 has an auto-mapping feature. Usually, you have to remote control your robot mower around the borders of your lawn to define the cutting zone. I have tried other mowers with automatic mapping, but I always ended up having to make significant edits to the map. Not so with the TerraMow. It's never too early to start planning for the next 2 solar eclipses. The total solar eclipse on August 12 produced some of the most spectacular images of this phenomenon in recent years. But the mini golden age of eclipses in Europe is just beginning. The so-called Iberian Eclipse Trio still has 2 events to go, and both promise to be even more incredible than the one that just occurred. The next eclipse will occur in 2027 and has been dubbed the eclipse of the century due to its extraordinarily long duration, while the last one, set for 2028, will offer a chance to glimpse the ring of fire associated with an annular eclipse. Whether you're in Spain or planning to be there, or elsewhere in the path of totality, it's not too early to create your viewing plan. On August 2, 2027, one of the longest total solar eclipses of this century will occur. At its peak, the moon will completely cover the sun for 6 minutes and 23 seconds. To put that in perspective, the totality phase of the August 12 eclipse lasted approximately 2 minutes and 18 seconds. The 2027 eclipse will keep the sun hidden for nearly 3 times as long, making it the longest eclipse in 100 years. A narrow band across the planet will be able to view the total eclipse. The path will beg. Astronomers discover the existence of a black hole star. When Soundgarden wrote Black Hole Sun, they may have inadvertently been onto something. In a new paper in Nature, scientists have chronicled a black hole star that's the size of our solar system and glows bright red in the depth of space. The findings are based on observations from the James Webb Space Telescope, which continues to change how astronomers think about the cosmos. Researchers focused on some of the most distant observable phenomena in the universe, which appear to be something like a star in disguise. Based on the light they emit, they appear to share some characteristics with giant stars, but astronomers suspect they are actually black holes shrouded in an extraordinarily dense and luminous gas. These hypothetical objects have been dubbed black hole stars, and the new research, published Wednesday, lays out the case for them. The signal that's at the center of the study comes from a time when the universe was just 660 million years old. It's now almost 14 billion years old. In the JWST images, the object appears as one of the many bright, reddish spots that the telescope has found in the early universe. From a distance of billions of light years, this phenomena. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 and Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra review, the right shape. On both phones, the crease, the point in the display where it folds, looks significantly less obvious and feels better than on prior models, with less of a bump as your fingers swipe across the screen. That's great, but my biggest design complaint with these folds is the camera jutting out on the back. It means that whenever you set the phone on any surface, it rocks so much that it's annoying. A case doesn't really fix this either. Google's figured this out with a horizontal camera bar for its pixels, and so has Apple, apparently. The Fold 8 is immensely nicer to use in every way. I even prefer the way it handles split-screen mode more than the Ultra because things don't feel super squished on the wide screen. There's just more breathing room, and it's nice to have the option to put 3 apps side by side. Ultra power, there's a $200 difference between these two very expensive folding phones, a difference that doesn't sting as much when you're dropping $2,000. But if you opt for the cheaper Fold 8, you will be making some sacrifices from a pure spec-to-spec comparison. Thankfully, there is no sacrifice in performance. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chip is the same on both. Rogue AI aren't science fiction anymore. This is The Step Back, a weekly newsletter breaking down one essential story from the tech world. For more on AI safety, follow Robert Hart. The Step Back arrives in our subscribers' inboxes at 8 a.m. ET. Opt in for The Step Back here. Rogue AI aren't science fiction anymore. For years, fears about AI systems slipping human control were dismissed as speculative. Rogue AI aren't science fiction anymore. For years, fears about AI systems slipping human control were dismissed as speculative. How it all started in July, when one of OpenAI's autonomous AI agents went rogue during a cybersecurity test. The agent escaped its isolated testing environment, accessed the internet, and hacked another company, Hugging Face. A few years ago, that might have sounded like science fiction. But broadly speaking, that's exactly what happened, and the incident kicked off a wave of concern over what increasingly capable autonomous systems might do when set loose on the world. It sounds like science fiction because, for a long time, it was science fiction. The idea of an AI slipping its constraints, reaching into the wider world, and doing things its creators neither intended nor desired has been a. That's all for this news briefing. Thanks for listening. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.